First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone for coming to our culmination of Order the Torch / Order the Cheer Fest. And also, seriously, thank you to Heather and Lily for making all this possible. I know this has been one of the capstones to all of our senior years and wouldn't be here without you. So thank you. Also, I'm so glad that my grandma and grandpa and Uncle Frankie could make it. I could show off USC's campus to you guys. They make you here with me every step of the way. And Grandma always keeps me on my toes. Every time at the end of our visit, she'll get up real close, look straight at me, and go, "Take care of your mother." I'm like, "All right, Grandma, I'm keeping on it." And then sometimes I'll get a phone call out of the blue, and she just out of the blue in the middle of the conversation, "So are you a party boy, Greg?" And I'm like, "No, Grandma, no, of course not, God." And she just goes, "Well, why not?" Clearly, I got to readjust my priorities according to Grandma. So thank you for always keeping me level-headed and balanced, Grandma. And so, I think the toughest part of Order the Torch for me was before our ELP trip. We had to decide what's the most embarrassing story that you want to share with all these strangers so that they get to know you. Like, okay, am I going to go with it? And I decided. So it was on infamous Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, when I was in 7th grade. And our language arts teacher had given us an assignment to write a letter to a soldier. We'd write letters, then we'd send them off to the soldiers in Afghanistan. She gave us this really, really nice piece of stationery paper, to write our letter on. So like, okay, I came home, started writing out this letter really carefully on this perfect stationery. And then when I got to the end, I just joked to my sister. I said, I did it, no errors, no typos. All I have left to do is sign my name. And then somehow there was TV on, I was paying attention, and I'm scribbling. All of a sudden, I looked down, to my horror, instead of Greg Woodburn, I'd fused it into Greg Burn. I didn't even know what to do. I just, this whole thing, after all this time, this piece of paper, the soldiers were going to, I just distraught. And then, what made it even worse is when I go to commiserate with Dallas and I tell her about this Greg Burn error, she just busts up laughing. She thinks it's the best thing ever. And then I'm just, like, oh. So then I go to Dad, and I'm like, "Dad, blah, blah, blah," and Dallas is laughing at me, and he goes, "Well, yeah, it's really funny." So I just didn't even know what to do. And finally, got another nice piece of stationery paper. I was able to rewrite it, carefully write Greg Woodburn, and turn it in. But what I think really encapsulates my family is that they turned this moment of the lowest of lows for me, where I just felt so terrible, this Greg Burn moment, into now, the combining of first name and last name has just become a hallmark of our family. So we have Dallas's Dal Burn, we have Mom Burn, Dad Burn, our dog Garfield is Gar Burn, Burn became Burt Burn. So really, this entire, this terrible, terrible Wednesday, in 7th grade became just one of the cornerstones of the Burn. And then also for the Torch, when we had to give our speeches to become a member, we had to choose 3 USC objects that we'll cherish forever. And the 3 that I chose, when I reflected on it, I think really encapsulate my mom, my dad, and my sister. And the first item I did, I busted up at my chest, and I had my USC track and field jersey on. And my mom's always, been crazy about anything USC football, USC track. She comes to all the meets. She loves the band. Just earlier today, she's like, "I'm gonna miss the band so much." I'm like, "I know, Mom, but we can always come back." And then she was president of our youth track club back in Ventura, so I can have a great experience with that growing up. So he always fit all my races. And just like my jersey always fits just right, every Mom Burn hug is always the best. So. And then the second item I chose was a painting I did here at USC of a pair of shoes kind of in the Trojan locker room. And a large part of that reminds me of my dad, because he's taught me so much about the patience and the hard work and the dedication of part, executing a painting and having that vision and working hard to achieve it. And also the fact that I was able to have this painting in the Trojan locker room because I was able to walk on the track team, and so much of that's been the belief and the encouragement that my family and my dad always gives me to walk on a team. And now, on the other side, after 4 years, I can say that I lived that dream. I had that experience, and so much of it is because of all of you. And then the third item that I'll keep forever was an item that I actually gave away. And it was the pair of shoes in that painting. When I went on an alternate break program my sophomore year, I went to a small village of about 450 people in West Africa. And after going on a run with some of the villagers on our last day in the village, I went to the mud hut of Lamine Sacco, one of the friends I made in the village. I had him try on my Adidas Supernovas. And the size 11.5 Supernovas just fit him perfectly. So it's the only pair of shoes I brought with me for my trip. But it's the fact that it fit him perfectly, which is such a blessing. I was able to give those shoes to him. So I'll keep that memory of Lamine and our time together forever as I came back in my socks and sandals. And for me, Dal Burn, she's always been my #1 role model, my best friend, and my hero. And And she just taught me how much meaning and fulfillment we get from what we give. And just example you set with sharing your love of reading and writing through all the workshops you put on, through donating books, through holiday book drives, has really been the inspiration for me to pay forward my love for running and the passion in my life. So I know I wouldn't have the same fulfillment and satisfaction in my life if I didn't learn the lesson of giving and the lesson of loving from you. So to all of you guys, all the birds, so I say thank you so much and thank you to everyone.